Hey guys, what's going on? Steven back again, and I'm back with another 40k video from Major Kill. And I hope you're ready for a dark video. A grim dark video, I should say, because the title of the video is The 5 Most Horrific Things the Dark Eldar Have Done. Yeah, I think this is going to be very grim dark. Now, before we get into the video, I fixed the link, or hopefully fixed the link, to my Discord channel, because for some reason it was bringing people to my old Discord channel and not my new one. So if you want, come over, join me over on Discord. Like I said, it should bring you to my new Discord channel. And yeah, come over there, join me over on there. We can talk more 40k. You can suggest videos for me to watch, because I just kind of go around to certain channels and look to see what kind of piques my interest and kind of go from there. So if there's something specific you want me to watch, check out, you can post a video over there, and you know, I'll make a video on it. You can post pictures of what models you're working on, what are you painting, what are you converting. You know, I can post pictures of some of the old models I got. I'm sure I got like a whole bunch of old models somewhere around here lying around. You know, some pewter models. Yeah, some of those old metal models and stuff like that. You know, we can just chat more 40k. Can talk about some of the new releases, because just this past weekend, at the time I'm recording this video, Tyranids got some new stuff and some updated stuff, you know, like new updated Gene Stealers and Gaunts. And then they got the Norn Emissary, which looks really cool. That thing looks badass. Not gonna lie, that's a really cool looking model. Apparently it's very big too. I think it's bigger than a Wraith Guard? No, Wraith Lord. I believe it's bigger than a Wraith Lord. But yeah, that model looks so cool, and I can't wait to see people painting it up, maybe even converting it, making it into like a little scene, you know, maybe some like dead bodies on its talons or claws or something like that. I always like seeing, you know, scenarios or scenes, you know, when people do those things. But yeah, we can talk about that stuff over there too, so come join me over on Discord. Alright, so anyways, let's get into the video and see what the 5 most horrific things the Dark Eldar have done. Here we go.
G'day guys and gal. When you think of the bad guys within Warhammer 40k, you probably think about chaos, about demons.
Right.
Sure, the Dark Eldar are the bad guys, but they're just kind of doing their thing in the naughty corner, right? Like, sure, they take slaves and torture people, but so does Chaos, right? Well, yeah. But saying Chaos and the Dark Eldar are at the same level of evil is like saying that the 18-year-old drunk kid who got caught peeing in a playground at nighttime and is now a registered sex offender is on the same level as Jeffrey Dahmer. The Dark Eldar just take things to a whole nother level. So much so, in fact, that I thought it'd be worth checking out the 5 worst things the Dark Eldar have ever done. After all, they are extremely creative when it comes to absolutely ruining someone's shit. Before we get started, I just want to
the Dark Eldar have to do it. They don't have a choice.
Posts. Amazing to see hundreds of new people join up to support the channel. I mean, incredibly attractive half-naked female Warhammer cosplay definitely helps, but the point remains. I'll definitely be looking for future models and cosplay shoots for the future. Maybe the hawk-eyed viewers of you have even noticed some of the new items we have going on in the background. To say cheers for this recent explosion in support, I've commissioned my best artist to make a new sexy Warhammer piece for all patrons.
Some really cool pieces he's got back there.
It legitimately just costs $1. Obviously, if you want to give me more, that's mad, but I never really wanted
Dark
the
Angel's helmet looks cool.
$15 club thingo. Each person giving me $1 a month.
I do want to see what models he's got back there on that shelf.
More than someone giving
or a couple
$0.
of shelves.
That's pretty dope. Today we'll go over 5 of the most twisted, horrific, and low-key awesome things the Dark Eldar have done, showing that they really are the baddest of them all. Let's get into it. There is nothing quite as cute as Tau naivety. Sure, in the current setting they have learnt a lot of harsh lessons and have become just as douchey, racist and jaded as any other 40k faction, but their first interaction with the other factions was always a treat for the reader. not for the Tau. The most horrific of these meetings was between the Dark Elder and the Tau.
Oh,
the Tau
boy.
weren't aware that the Dark Elder captured billions of slaves and then murder-fucked them to death. So when the
boy.
Dark Elder offered to help the Tau defend themselves against the Tyranids, the results were horrifying. The Dark Elder initially proved to be steadfast allies. Their weapons and tactics were really good against the Nids, and combined with Tau forces, the space bugs were squashed without too much drama. Then the Dark Elder requested their price for their aid, 77 Tau of each caste, as well as 7 ethereals. The Tau didn't really know what the Dark Elder wanted the 77 of each caste for, as the Dark Elder just called it a cultural exchange. But the Tau did not want to hand over 7 ethereals, as each ethereal is like a literal Tau Jesus in their empire. So they gave over the 308 Tau, but no ethereals. Next time the Dark Elder fought for the Tau, they employed the use of new gene-crafted abominations that moaned in agony as they fought and killed the Nids. The Tau realized, to their horror, that the new abominations were the 308 Tau fused together to form agonized, crazed juggernauts. This was obviously a bit too fucked up for the Tau, who then called for reinforcements from a nearby world and tried to destroy the Dark Eldar fleet. However, in return, the Dark Elder then stealthily traveled to the now undefended nearby world, sieging it, pillaging it, and raping it, before stealing its entire populace to be used as slaves, fleshlights, or materials for new abominations. Why did the Dark Elder do this? Well, because they thought it was funny. It's unclear if the Dark Elder would have honored the agreement with the Tau if they had been given their 7 ethereals, or if they would have fucked them over anyway. But regardless, the Tau found out the hard way. Funnily enough, their naivety was such that they didn't realize that the Dark Elder and other Eldar factions were different, so they attacked Exodite Eldar in revenge, causing a war between the Tau and the Eldar over a misunderstanding bred from a bunch of blue bovine aliens not understanding that spiky, cruel fuckboys were different from the rest of the Eldar race. This next horrifying Dark Elder moment isn't so much a single moment as a fun little collection. The homunculi are the Dark Elder responsible for most of the bad shit, as they are the ones that figured out how to keep someone alive and conscious well beyond when they should be dead, or at least unconscious. Some of their highlights include flaying, flensing, drilling, and desecrating a bunch of slaves, and turning them into living wind chimes. So whenever the wind passes through them, it causes them insane agony whilst also producing beautiful music due to the way their exposed bone and sinew have been carved. Another cute little trick they employ is being able to put someone in stasis, but keep their mind awake. This doesn't sound too bad until you imagine lying down in the dark, unable to move but completely awake the entire time, for decades, centuries, or millennia. That would be fucking horrific. They've also managed to carve people up, using their flesh, organs, and nerves to create a living chandelier, keeping the new fleshy ornaments alive and aware for the entire thing. They've even literally turned people into sentient soup, and then either consumed it or given it to others to consume. Sentient fucking soup. No one can match the twisted gene craft of the homunculi. They can even bring the Dark Elder back from the dead, even if all they can recover is pieces of flesh or limbs. Pretty much any fucked, humiliating torture that you can conceive of has been tried and tested by the homunculi on pretty much every faction. Chaos Lords have been turned into furniture, fuck, even Custodes haven't been spared. It's horrifying shit. This next one is a great example of how trivial everyone else's idea of psychological warfare is compared to the Dark Elder. The Night Lords like to think of themselves as masters of torture, fear, and darkness, so the Dark Elder decided it was time to show the Sons of Nostromo who was boss. The Night Lords had recently attacked the Dark Elder ship, killing a few homunculi on board. After being brought back to life, the homunculi decided to teach those Astartes a lesson. They tracked the Night Lords to a world that the Traitor Marines begun tormenting, but they did it in such a classic vanilla way. Destroy the world's power grids, turn off the lights, and then begun hunting and killing. The Dark Elder had a better way. They brought a device that shrouded the entire planet in absolute darkness. Darkness so overwhelming that even the Night Lords couldn't see through it. Then the Dark Elder used thousands of mandrakes, horrifying shadow monsters, to ambush and kill the Night Lords. During this time, the Night Lords slowly but surely begun to fear the dark, their own tactics being used significantly more effectively against them. Eventually, they were able to destroy the device, but upon the darkness receding, they found the world stripped of all life and many of their battle brothers dead or gone. To make matters worse, the surviving Night Lords all now had an intense fear of the dark. Space Marines rarely feel fear and are always able to overcome it. However, the Dark Elder had made the Night Lords, the self-proclaimed masters of darkness, absolutely shit scared of their own shadows. The Dark Elder often uses classic beatable bad guys, sometimes even quite incompetent. However, if you personally piss off an Archon or notable Dark Elder character, you are going to have a shit one. The Raven Guard learnt this the hard way. See, the Raven Guard had been striking against the Dark Elder subfaction and had been succeeding, so the Dark Elder laid a trap, luring the Raven Guard onto a world and then engaging them in battle. They killed some, captured a few more, however the heroics of the Raven Guard led them to free their battle brothers. Overall, seemingly a victory for the Raven Guard. However, this was all according to plan. 100 years later, all of those captured Raven Guard who were freed, or new Raven Guard who were created using the gene seed taken from those original captured Raven Guard, rapidly mutated into monsters that attacked their allies. Thus, the Raven Guard lost warriors from the initial battle, lost warriors who had been captured, and lost warriors in the monster attack. To make matters worse, the Raven Guard couldn't detect the flawed gene seed virus, so they had to kill an entire generation of aspirants to ensure the Dark Elder gene seed virus was destroyed. Overall, a huge setback for the Sons of Corvus. Imagine getting devastated by a small forgotten skirmish a century before. That kind of shit really builds up the paranoia. And finally, the most horrifying, terrifying thing the Dark Elder can do is purely just exist. For all the suffering they inflict, Dark Elder have it so much worse. Imagine you are a Dark Elder, you are vat grown into a dark city full of rapists and murderers. You're on the bottom of the pecking order, hunted for sport and forced to live like a degenerate to survive. Suicide isn't an option, as that would mean your soul is consumed by Slaanesh, a fate much worse than death. You also can't just hide or escape, as your body would start withering as Slaanesh claimed it. The only way to stop a slow withering death is to inflict pain. To do this, you have to join a cabal, likely by impressing the Archon via killing other Dark Eldar. Once you're in the Cabal, your struggles have only really just begun, risking your life on raids in Imperial space, always watching your back against your fellow warriors who would slit your throat at a moment's notice if they think it could improve their standing. Even Vext, Lord of Komorrah and the most revered Dark Elder in existence, is constantly paranoid about assassins and traitors. The dude has been killed before.
Someone else might want to be in charge.
A constantly paranoid existence, where you can trust nobody and everyone hates you. There is also no escape. The only way to actually have a chance at a somewhat not dog shit life is to renounce the Dark Elder and join the Ynnari or a craft world. That's right, the only way to avoid the horrors of being a Dark Elder is to stop being a Dark Elder.
I'm not a Dark Eldar?
So the next time a Dark Elder is skinning your flesh whilst destroying your asshole with their spiky metal strap-on, just remember who the real victim is. It's important to have empathy. If you enjoyed the video and you want to support the channel, then Patreon is the place to be, where only $1 per month gives you access to a boatload of Battlemace 40 million hentai, as well as some live action nude cosplays. Hit the subscribe button and hit the real subscribe button for more terrifying content. Join the Discord for more memes and
Okay, that is, yeah, that is pretty messed up. Jeez, all that stuff they did, that is extremely messed up. Poor Raven Guard. Oh, man, the Tau. Oof. Oh, just imagine just being like, hey guys, thanks for helping us. Sure, we'll, cultural exchange with you. Yeah. Oh, God. And then just imagine seeing those abominations and stuff like that. Ugh. Oh, jeez. And then, of course, the homunculi. Those things are just messed up just to begin with. Yeah, damn, just so dark. And imagine, being Vect in charge and stuff like that, and being paranoid and having to look over your shoulder, because if somebody else wants to be in charge, obviously they're going to kill you to be in charge. And that's pretty messed up with their Night Lords. I'm kind of surprised that they terrorize the Night Lords. Like, how does that even happen? Like, that's what the Night Lords are known for, and now you got Night Lords who are scared of the dark now. Like, damn, and then yeah, just like, how do you just denounce the not being Dark Eldar anymore? Do you just like take off your helmet and it's like, yep, I don't want to be Dark Eldar anymore. I'll join them. I'll be with them. Is that know, is that just something, you know, you can just easily do, or I don't know. I don't know. How did they, like, take you in? Be like, yeah, I was a former Dark Eldar, but I don't want to be anymore. I want to be a Yanari now, you know? Like, what if they don't want you? Like, no, we're good. No, we don't want you, you know? I don't know. But, yeah, that is pretty dark. Not gonna lie. That is some very messed up stuff, but it's the Dark Eldar. What do you expect? They kind of have to do it, you know? And I didn't know they couldn't go far away without, you know, being, taken by Slanesh, so they can't really go too far. That is... Didn't know that either, but wow. Dark Eldar. Alright, so anyways, there we go. There is the video for today. The 5 most horrific things the Dark Eldar have done. And I'm sure there is many, many, many more things that they have done. But yeah, so anyways, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the thumbs up button. That'd be awesome. Remember, feel free to subscribe to my channel. Follow me on social media. Links in the description box below. And, of course, leave me all your thoughts and comments. What did you guys think about the video? Did you like it? Did you not like it? What do you think about the Dark Eldar? Do you play Dark Eldar? Let me know. And, you know, just leave me all your thoughts and comments. And other than that, yeah, just stick around. More videos are on the way. And I will see you guys next time.